Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening. Just wanted to share something with you guys that was special to us this last week. As most of you know, we are pregnant, Jen and I, and we have a baby boy coming our way. My mother had an idea, and she actually voiced this to me quite a long time ago. Had been planning it for quite a while, even before I knew. But she wanted to throw a baby shower for Jen, and of course I thought that was, super sweet for her to do that. She took care of all the planning and getting it all together. She actually started planning this, I think, before we even knew exactly when we were coming to Texas. So once we knew a date that we would be arriving, I think she really kicked it into gear. But I wanted to introduce you to my parents here in Texas, and just kind of let my mom kind of explain what it was why she was doing what she was doing, how she planned it, and then we'll do some other detail about Jen's reaction and then some things that happened on the actual day of the party, because it was all a surprise. Jen had no flipping clue that this was going to happen at all. So let me introduce you to my mom and dad. This is my mother, Pamela Baker, my father, Bobby Baker, and of course my beautiful wife, who's just glowing at the moment. And made me a tremendous steak for dinner tonight. I'm so happy. Anyway, Mom, can you kind of just tell folks what it was you were hoping to accomplish? How you came up with the idea, what you did to get it going, anything you'd like for us to know about the plan.
Well, I had not actually personally seen Jean, and it was our first meeting when they came to Texas. So I thought, I want to do something special for this precious baby that they're going to have in October. So I said, a baby shower. I remember how special that was to me when I had our first child. So I thought this needs to happen with Jen and Ricky. So actually even I said, now this is top secret. We're not to tell Jen anything about it. And I even told her son, I said, now Genesis, I'm going to need your help with something. This is something that's secret to your mom, so you cannot say anything to her. Can you keep a secret? And he assured me, yes, that he could keep a secret. I said, okay, we're going to give Mom and Rick a baby shower. And he looked so excited about it from that point on, and made sure he did not slip up to tell his mom and pop that they were going to have a baby shower. And indeed he did help with the decorating, placing of the balloons, just various things that I couldn't reach that he could. And so we had a lot of fun putting it all together, and like I said, being top secret to both of them. Also, Rick had a real surprise in that I invited his best friend's mom to come to the baby shower. She lives in Houston. And sure enough, it was a total surprise to Rick, and they did come. So invitations were sent out to all of my friends and neighbors. They were excited. Now, these are senior ladies, and they're 70 all the way up to 93. So those were sent out to them, and every one of them came.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about the day of the party. The anticipation, of course, we're all feeling it. Jen is clueless. She actually was a little angry with me. I think y'all know the term tampo. Is that the word, honey? Yeah, tampo. Y'all know what it is. So she was in a tampo mood for 2 days prior to the party. So I'm sweating it. Because sometimes tampo lasts a while, and I'm doing everything I can because I can't tell her, honey, you got to get your stuff together here. You're having a party, because she knows nothing about it. So I don't know if you can anticipate how I was feeling. My mother also was kind of, because I'm trying to explain tampo to my mom. She just looks at me. So she's mad at you, and yeah, but they have a name for it in the Philippines. So she did finally come out of it, and thank goodness the day before the party. And I told her that, you know, in celebration of her coming out of Tampa, we were going to go. Where did we go then, honey?
Parade of Homes.
Correct. We went to the Tyler Parade of Homes. Just so happened that was the first day of the Tyler Parade of Homes. That's where new custom home builders build a home, and then they all kind of finish around this week. And you can buy tickets and go in and see all the, you know, all the latest building techniques and things that are neat to new homes and that type of thing. So Jen loved it. It worked out great. And as we finished looking at about 4 homes over in an area called the Crossing, my mother calls with the code word, "We're ready." At that point, I was about 15 minutes away from the home. I very quickly got us to home. Jen asked me, "Why are we going home?" Because this is about 2 o'clock. And I said, well, it's about to rain, and Grandpa needs help getting things inside on the patio. And so that's all I could come up with. So that we got here and we walked, we pulled up, and there's a white SUV that I knew who it belonged to, my Aunt Paula, my mom's twin sister. But Jen's like, whose car is that? And I was like, baby, I really don't know. I guess Mama didn't have company. So we go in through the garage, we get out, we go in the house, and Jen's reaction was hilarious. I'm going to let her tell you what her reaction is, and you're going to get my perspective. Baby, how did you react to all these senior ladies in the living room?
Oh, I was so shocked. I remember as I was walking inside the house, I saw all these ladies gathered up in the living room, and I thought I was in the wrong house. So I felt really shy because, you know, all of them were dressed up, has their makeup on, and here I am. I look like I just woke up, because that's what I did inside the car. I just slept the whole time because I had no clue what's, you know, waiting for me in the house. And so I tried to leave and go back out in the garage, but Rick was there. You know, I got cornered, so I really had no choice but to go back in the living room. And then I gave them a big smile, and this time I noticed all the gifts and the balloons, and I realized it's a party. Mom, thank you so much. You really surprised me on that one.
She looked at all these ladies in just shock, absolute shock, and I imagine it was a little shocking. I don't know that she even saw all the decorations of "It's a Boy" and the balloons, and she put her hand over her mouth. You know how Filipinos do. And then she tried to leave. She tried to get back out into the garage, and I'm standing between her and the garage door. She wasn't going to the garage because I knew if she got there, I'd never see her again. So I just turned her little butt right around and said, "Honey, this is for you." And then I think it started to sink in. It took a minute for it all to sink in what this was really about. So from there, you know, Mom had games planned, and of course, being a man, I was like, you know, I don't really want to be in a baby shower. But then I got to thinking, my wife, sometimes in situations like that, sometimes the English kind of all starts to sound the same, and maybe she might need my help somewhere along the way. She didn't. She did just fine. The older ladies that were there, all of them just had a wonderful time. They had desserts, and they opened the presents, and yeah, it was really just a fun evening by all. You know, it eventually wrapped up, and everybody kind of eventually, you know, one at a time kind of left to go do other things, and then the party came to an end. And my mother kept insisting that there was somebody that didn't arrive, but that was coming late, and that I opened the door. I thought that was weird. Why is she insisting I open the door? I thought that was very strange, but you know, I'm not going to argue. So time passes. We had her facial at 6 o'clock. We had to go to, and about 5:30, there was a knock on the door. And so I went and opened the door, and there is a very large man, and I mean really large. And I'm looking at him, and I know him, but it's not clicking where exactly I know him from. And he's like, "Hey, remember me?" Something along those lines. And I'm sitting there going, "I'm trying to." And then it hit me. That was my best friend's littlest brother. There's 5 boys in that family, and that was his littlest brother, Efren, although he ain't little. And it hit me. Okay, this is Efren. And so I came out. I shook his hand. He said, "Go see who's in the car." So I walked out, and there, sure enough, was my other mama, Shelby Reynolds. I called her mama all those years for 43 years because she was like a second mom to me. And her and Efren's little boy Travis, they all drove up from Houston, and what a pleasant surprise that was. So we got to spend the evening visiting with them. All in all, she made the comment to me that this was better than a birthday, because birthdays in the Philippines are huge, and I think with everything that happened, the parade of homes and the surprise party, and then the visiting with Shelby and Efren and Travis, and Travis and Genesis are the same age, so they got to hang out together, and then, you know, just the whole scope of everything made it the perfect day for her. So I couldn't be more thankful. Mom, thank you for doing that for Jen.
Yes, Mom, thank you.
Dad, you have been very quiet. Is there anything you'd like to say to the world? Say it now or forever hold your peace. Okay, that's it. There you go. That was my dad. Just wanted to say thank you to my Aunt Paula, my mom's twin, for coming all the way from Grapevine, Colleyville. It's quite a drive, actually. So glad you came. Miss Patricia from next door for taking some incredibly beautiful pictures. Miss Carol and Dana from across the street. Miss Nancy, so enjoyed having you here. Miss Jean coming from Woodbridge. Thank you, Miss Jean, for coming. It's good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Miss Sandy from next door. So glad to see her as well and meet her. Stacy, our helper, didn't make it to the party, but came with a beautiful, beautiful gift for our baby. Beautiful, beautiful blanket. Thank you so much for that. And you know, the big surprise for me personally was Miss Shelby, my mom, my second mama, her son, her youngest son Efren, and his son Travis, for driving all the way from Houston, Texas to come hang out with us that night. So just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for the beautiful, wonderful gifts for baby Benjamin. We're going to leave it there, guys. We just kind of wanted to share a special moment. I know Jen's going to, you know, tie pictures and videos to this, and so you won't have to look at me the whole time we're talking. But keep this short and sweet. We appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us, watching our vlogs. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Go back and see some of the stuff we've done. We have fun doing this. This isn't a job to us. This is just because we enjoy doing it. So peace out. Sippy cup, sippy cup. Paula from the 40s. And Paula, right, from the 40s. It is. Well, that's, you know.
Who is it from? Mom. Who is it from?
She's gonna find out, buddy. Oh wow, that's a.
One, two, three.
Which is in the Philippines, that's all they say when they take a picture. You hold it right.
One, two, three.
You're so welcome. You'll be using those.
It's very comfortable.
Why did you do all this shopping?
Yes.
You've been
And
to
all the
hospital.
wrapping.
It's my son. It's my son.
The good, the bad, the Philippines.